I never thought a single decision could change the course of my life so drastically. 5 years ago, I discovered that my wife was cheating on me. At first, I was devastated, feeling betrayed and humiliated. My friends urged me to confront her, to demand answers, or to retaliate in some way. But instead, I did something unexpected. I ignored it. I didn't yell, I didn't beg, and I certainly didn't beg for her to stay. I walked away from the toxic situation and focused on myself. At the time, it felt like the hardest thing I had ever done. My heart ached, and there were countless nights when I questioned whether I had made the right choice. People around me said I was weak, that I should have fought for my marriage. But I knew that some battles aren't worth fighting. Some relationships aren't meant to be saved, and mine had clearly ended the moment trust was broken. I threw myself into my work, using the pain as fuel. I started a small business with a few ideas. I had always wanted to explore, but never had the courage to pursue. The early days were brutal. There were months when I barely made ends meet, days when I questioned my own abilities, and nights when loneliness felt unbearable. But slowly, step by step, things started to change. I learned the value of self-discipline, patience, and resilience. I stopped looking for validation from anyone else. And for the first time in my life, I truly believed in myself. The more I grew, the more opportunities came my way. Clients, investors, and mentors began noticing my work, and I realized that success wasn't just a dream, it was a possibility I had overlooked. By the third year, my business had taken off. We launched products that became extremely popular, and I started to gain recognition in my industry. The feeling of pride was different from anything I had experienced before. This wasn't about revenge or proving my ex wrong. This was about becoming someone I could respect, someone I could admire when I looked in the mirror. Then came the moment I had never imagined. 5 years after that painful breakup, I was invited to a prestigious business award ceremony. I walked onto the stage, and to my disbelief, I saw my ex sitting in the audience. She had heard about my achievements and had come, perhaps out of curiosity, perhaps out of regret. That familiar sense of shock hit me for a moment, but I reminded myself that I no longer needed her validation. A few months later, my company was featured on the Forbes cover. The headline celebrated my journey, my struggles, and my triumphs. Social media exploded with messages of congratulations, and business opportunities flooded in. And yes, I knew she saw it. My ex, the woman who once betrayed me, finally understood that I had moved on and had built a life far better than the one we had together. Looking back, I realized that ignoring her betrayal had been my greatest strength. By not letting anger or heartbreak dictate my actions, I gave myself the freedom to grow, to heal, and to succeed. Some wounds, it seems, aren't meant to hold you back. They're meant to push you forward. And in the end, success tasted even sweeter when I knew I had earned it on my own terms, without needing anyone else's approval.